welcome to Media Layer Sandwich, episode 16.
Oh, 16.
The audio, of course, is brought to you by our partners at Pod Bros. Normally I do that a little bit differently for the audio, but you know what? This is a totally different show today. We are live. We're not live, but we're broadcasting.
Yeah.
We're recording live at How to Halloween in Lansing. And with me is Crazy Mark from crazymark.com.
What up, people?
And we got Eric from the Eric, who are you? Tell us a little something. Who are you?
Who am I? I am the founder of Ghostbusters Detroit and a co-founder of the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Of course, I'm Toaden from Toaden.com and the YouTube channel, Toaden K, so youtube.com/ToadenK.
Crazymark.com. Right on.
So tell us, what's the difference between Detroit Ghostbusters and the Great Lakes Coalition of Ghostbusters?
So, there's different franchises all around Michigan, all around Ohio. And some of the larger events that we attend, we come together as a coalition. So around in the Detroit area, my group, we pretty much stick around there, Ghostbusters Detroit. There's some other groups covering Detroit too. There's Metro Detroit Ghostbusters, Motor City Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters SWAT's been around.
I love those guys. I got a lot of those guys on videos.
Yeah, they've been around the longest. Ghostbusters SWAT's been around the longest, and then I believe next is Motor City Ghostbusters.
Man, you all been around to a lot of zombie walks, eh?
Actually, my Ghostbuster group, we have not been to any zombie walks at all, but the SWAT guys have been to all of them, from what I can tell.
Those are the peeps you've been catching toting.
Yeah.
They're not at all of them, but they're at quite a few. I remember one year I caught them at the Burton Zombie Shamble, and then they're like, "Oh, we gotta hurry up! We got another event." And I see them a few hours later at the Detroit Zombie Apocalypse. They're like, "Oh, there you guys again! How did I beat you?" You know?
Yeah, that was GB SWAT, I'm pretty sure, because as far as, like I said, my group, we do a lot of the stuff locally in Detroit. Mm-hmm. And then like the larger conventions like How to Halloween and your larger cons, that's usually what we'll go to together, depending on if, we usually get invited out to. As long as the schedule works, then we come out.
Yeah,
right on.
So what exactly you guys do? I know you're a huge cosplay group. You got a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
But, what is it all about?
So, for a lot of us, it's just going out as a Ghostbuster, putting smiles on people's faces. In our board, there's 100 different Ghostbusters in Michigan and part of northern Ohio, as far as when we put the messages out on, depending on where we're going to be at. So, like today, we've got a pretty decent turnout here. We've got guys from the Kalamazoo Ghostbusters, from Tulip City Ghostbusters, and then from my group too, Ghostbusters Detroit. So we, How to Halloween, we actually came here, a couple of the Kalamazoo guys were in Hell, Michigan at the Hearst Fest last year. And they were dressed up as Ghostbusters looking for a hearse. And the How to Halloween guys were there, and they said, "Hey, we got this convention in Lansing, you guys should come out." So we came out here last year for our first time, and they said, "You guys are awesome. We want you guys here again next year." And then somewhere between then, that was when Aaron, who's Jerry's friend, they were putting together that reboot car that they have in the middle here. So naturally, of course, we've got to be here if that car is going to be here. So
that's sweet, and it's here.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at that Hearst Fest as well.
Oh yeah.
No, I remember that time you were at Fantasticon. There were how many of you were on stage that day? Was it like 100 or what? 50?
So what happens is when I book an event for us to go out to, we're asked to go out, you never really know who's going to be there. You also don't know the people that say they're going to be there, whether or not they're actually going to be there. It just so happened at that Fantasticon, more people were there than there was a decent amount of people. I can't tell you how many were there, but we also had the celebrities, because I'll have, we've got backup suits just in case they get slimed. We've got backup suits that we put on some of the celebrities that were there. So the comic book men, they were there. We put a couple suits on them, and Jordan too. We put a suit on her. So there was, there was us there, but there was also some celebrities there too.
Man, that must be sweet to get some celebrities into the Ghostbuster fold.
You know, they see us and they're like, you know, who doesn't like the Ghostbusters?
Right on.
And they look over us and they're like, hey, you know, they want to come over. Can I get a picture with you? You know, my kid loves this, or my family so-and-so likes this, loves the Ghostbusters. I love it. And that's usually what happens. And then I say, hey, you want to put a suit and a pack on? They're like, you sure? I'm like, of course. So that's usually what happens at the conventions.
You know, it sounds like organizing this is it's half fun and half a nightmare. Like
it is a nightmare at times. You know, I can tell you as far as I go, pretty much every week we have an event, if not two. So as far as promoting, that can be very difficult because we're at so many places and social. You know, as far as like social media goes, it's hard to be like, well, we're going to be at How to Halloween this weekend, and then next weekend we're going to be at the Grand Rapids Comic Con. You know, this previous weekend we were in Birch Run at Fantasticon. The Thursday before that Birch Run, we were at the Fox Theater at the TEDx conference. So it's really hard to keep up, and the gear too. You know, a lot of our gear that we bring out with us at all these conventions, it's not the best film accurate quality gear because it's made for us to bring out here and bang around, you know.
I mean, some excellent stuff. Who makes your gear?
I do.
What?
Oh,
You're
wow.
a maker?
I'm a maker. I made the roof rack on the car. The 2 slime blowers, I built all those. I've got 3 proton packs that I built over there. A lot of the other members, they'll, you know, so basically a lot of the stuff that I build is the stuff that we wear when we're out. And then the other members, they'll have their own packs too. As far as like the Kalamazoo group goes, or some of the other groups, they have their own packs that they build. But for the stuff that we're usually wearing for photos and stuff, it's usually a lot of the stuff that I built just to kind of, you know, just so we got something. So, because like I said, you can spend $3,000 building a proton pack replica, and is that really something that you want to lug around to a convention every weekend? Probably not, you know.
No, because I mean, you got a lot of kids that, I mean,
oh yeah,
kind of tell us about you know, you got kids that go crazy around you. I mean, how much, like say for example, you got some crazy good times going on. You're blasting the ghost. You're bringing out your what is it? Your Slimer machine.
Yep.
I mean, how often do these things break down because you have excited fans?
That's why we have more than one of everything. So there's 3 proton packs and 2 slime blowers. So the chances of one slime blower going down, which they haven't, because when I work the electronics into them, when I'm working on them, I make them with the idea that this is going to hit the ground, this is going to get smashed around. It's not going to be something that that's, you know, being cradled, you know, like a baby.
$4,000 replica.
No, it's not. You know, pretty much this slime blower here, it's all what I'm wearing right now. Everything is from the hardware store, except for the mechanics that let it shoot out the foam bubbles and the Alice frame itself, the backpack. So
I know a lot of that also, you know, you keep in mind because you're going all over the place. You don't know what's going to happen.
No.
Okay, tell us a little about working with kids.
Well, I mean, a lot of people
my.
say that they're like we should open up the Ghostbusters daycare because whether or not the kids have seen Ghostbusters, they're fascinated with the lights and the sounds and everything we've got going on over there. So when we're at an event or a convention, if there's kids around, they're usually there for a long time, and then their parents got to drag them away before to see the other thing. So,
before people like come out, I know obviously you don't know who's gonna come in, as you mentioned before, but before the show, do you guys get together and kind of like, okay, who hasn't done a show, and have like a little breakdown or rundown?
No, I mean, you know, for my group particularly, Ghostbusters Detroit, which is ghostbustersdetroit.com, which will pull us up, that'll actually, the events, we do so many of them that I see a lot of the members every weekend. And a big thing too, like, so probably like maybe, 15 years ago or 20 years ago, yeah, you had to like have a meeting every week and everyone had to get together because you didn't have social media the way you do now. I mean, we're so connected now, it's literally Facebook Messenger. It's like I can message 100 people in the Ghostbuster groups in Michigan, whether or not they've got the notifications on. They can look there and see, okay, all right, they're going to be here. Hey, man, I'm in Lansing. I'm going to come out there, or I can't make it out. So with social media, it's like as far as having to meet together and get together and do, organize things that way, it's all pretty much online now.
Wow. So just to go back a little bit, so you have your group, the Detroit Ghostbusters, and then you have the Great Lakes Coalition, which is like the father of the national chapter, I assume. Is there another chapter above that?
There is. There's actually, so there's the Midwestern Ghostbuster Coalition, which is a lot more states, and that's been around for a long time. So that's, Chicago, Michigan, Ohio, the Midwestern region. So what happened was, those of us in Michigan a couple years ago, I'd go over to Kalamazoo. Well, I'm, Ghostbusters Detroit, and it's like, well, okay, they're Kalamazoo, so who are you? Well, I'm so-and-so, they're so-and-so. So they came up with the idea, the Michigan Ghostbusters, the Kalamazoo Ghostbusters, and myself, were like, well, we'll form a coalition. So when we do a larger event, we go as the coalition, and that pretty much just covers all the groups. So, but
a fraternity of Ghostbusters. How great! You guys got a secret handshake?
Some of them do. I don't. I don't know it. I'm not that cool.
It's a secret. We don't know.
Now, I saw that you managed to get one of the original Ghostbusters to join up with you all. Tell us about that.
Are you talking about Ernie Hudson?
Yeah.
So when we were, if you heard this story already, I'm sorry, but I'll continue on with it. So Ernie Hudson last year, he was coming to the Imagine Theaters to sign autographs. So we were already a Ghostbuster group. We already had the coalition, and we're like, well, Ernie's going to be there. We got to show our support. So we got to set up, bring our packs out. People want to see us just as much as they want to see. Well, they want to see the Ghostbusters too. They just don't want to see Ernie. So you can't have Ernie without the Ghostbusters. So we said, well, we'll come. We'll set up at the theaters. They said, okay. They're like, well, you got a car. And at the time, I didn't particularly have a car, and the Kalamazoo car was down. And Halloween was right around the corner. We had 2 weeks. So during that weekend, that was pretty much why we resurrected my 77 Wagoneer to be a Ghostbuster car. That was a year ago to this day. So we didn't actually have this car, and the car that you see here now in front of you, we built that car just to drive Ernie Hudson for that weekend.
Wow.
And it's such a cool car that everybody wants to see it and pictures with it, and people that don't have the movie fresh in their head, they're like, is that the car? Which, I mean, I'm sure that the three of us know that it's not the car.
But that's the thing. I mean, for a minute there, it took me a couple minutes to get used to, but after a while, man, that vehicle that you created over there, kind of like another avenue of Ghostbuster, it's cool, man. And you're such the geek behind it, creating these things, the Makermeister. I mean, dude, I gotta give you knuckles here because I didn't know you built all the stuff.
Well, I mean,
that's off the hook.
I built the 2 slime blowers, 3 packs, and then the car.
Still, that if you haven't seen the detail, when you get to meet these Ghostbusters, check out their proton packs, check out the guns, check out the blasters. These things look cool. They're awesome. I mean, considering that they're made on a budget with, damage control collateral in mind. These are some awesome gadgets.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So I have, as far as the gun itself on the proton packs, I opted to use the Mattel wand, which at the time was pretty affordable, and they're so darn durable. I can't tell you how many times those things have hit the ground, where I do have like a more film-accurate aluminum thrower kit that is just something that I don't want to bring out to put into everybody's hands, who knows how many times a day. Where right now the packs are sitting over there. There's a couple of Matty wands on there. The kids can play with them.
All right. Last question I have for you is, tell us about the screening of the new Ghostbusters movie.
Okay, so there was a while ago, right before the premiere in Hollywood, Sony sent out an email to all the registered franchises and said, hey, just to let you guys know, we're going to be inviting Ghostbusters to the premiere, and it's going to be a first come, first serve. So as soon as they sent that email to us, I channeled the word out to all of us in Michigan and Ohio and said, hey, who can walk away from their life for 1 week? If money's an option, if money's a problem, don't worry about that. We'll figure that out later, because these RSVPs are going to go fast. So there was just over 300 Ghostbusters from around the world that registered, and we were at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. We got to see the premiere. We got to see all the actors and actresses come walking out. And if you search those pictures on Google Photos, you search the premiere photos, you'll see a bunch of us in the background there. And it was amazing. I mean, Sony was real nice to us. They brought us. Well, they didn't pay for us to come out there. We all had to transport ourselves there. But we got to see the movie, the Hollywood red carpet. They put on a great show. It was a great premiere. Seeing the movie in the Chinese theater, the third largest theater screen in the world on IMAX 3D, it was amazing. You couldn't complain about the movie there. I've seen the movie again in standard, and I wasn't as surprised as I was. It's seeing the movie in 3D with the right sound. It makes a difference because it was really. It feels like it was made for that. I mean, it's still a funny movie. There's still great jokes.
Yeah, plus the atmosphere of being with all your Ghostbusters brothers and sisters.
Yeah,
seeing
people that you pretty much only see online. It was pretty amazing.
Man, that's some awesome family right there, dude. Awesome family.
Man.
Yeah, we all know each other. If as far as what we are, as I just think of us, we're just Ghostbusters.
Thank you for being on the show. Again, go ahead, give yourself a shout out along with any links you
all right,
yeah.
You can find us, the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition, glgbc.org online. You can find my group, Ghostbusters Detroit, at ghostbustersdetroit.com. All
right, and again, we got Crazy Mark, crazymark.com, Toaden from Toaden.com, also the YouTube. And you can find a ton of their events on my event on youtube.com/ToadenK, and you'll even see some special videos that I put on the coalition's Facebook group, like the 360 video. That's not on YouTube, but that's on Facebook. And again, Media Layer Sandwich, MediaLayerSandwich.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed our discussion.